Joining us now is NBC News senior producer Jane Timm, who is following the developing situation in Dallas County. This is just a staggering moment. You obviously heard Jasmine Crockett telling her supporters, look, we're still waiting to get the results of Dallas County, her home county. Jane, break down legally what all of this means.
Yeah, it's clearly very important to the Crockett campaign. This is her base of supporters. What happened in Dallas dates back to last year when Dallas Republicans said that they wanted to hand count their ballots, and to do so they needed to have all of the elections run at a precinct level. So they voted to do precinct level polling, just like Williamson County, and Democrats had to follow suit according to state law. Now, this change led to quite a lot of confusion because voters who up till yesterday could vote at county-wide polling sites could not do that today because they had to go to their assigned precinct. Now, if you went to the wrong place or you went with your family and discovered that you were at the Republican polling site, not the Democratic polling site, this is sort of the kind of confusion that voters experience. Democrats tell us thousands of voters went to the wrong polling site. A judge ordered the polls to stay open for 2 more hours, but the Texas Supreme Court ordered that to be stayed and then said all of those ballots of voters taking advantage of the extra 2 hours, that those should be kept separate, injecting so much more confusion into an already confusing day for many voters, because it's really truly unclear what's going to happen to those ballots, which are now separated from the rest of the day's ballots.
And I think there's 2 questions here, I think, Jane, one of which you may be able to answer, one of which I don't think anybody's going to be able to answer yet, which is, number one, are those ballots from the 2-hour period that you're talking about, is there a chance those ballots will not be counted? And then secondly, and I think this is a Kornacki/future question, is there a chance that those ballots would even make a difference either way in this race? So take that first part of it for me, Jane, if you can. Is there a chance legally now that those provisional ballots could end up tossed?
Absolutely. So you don't separate ballots unless you think you might not use them. Once they've been separated, the court can now say they believe that order was made was illegal and that those ballots shouldn't count. They say that the voting should have just taken place up till 7 p.m. And time will tell whether it's how many ballots this actually affects. Because if you were in line before 7, the court says that your ballot should continue on. You would have cast a normal ballot, as they say. This is a provisional ballot that is still in question.
So then quickly, Jane, what's the timeline on a decision here? I mean, there's obviously a degree of urgency on a court decision on this.
I mean, they got to move quick, right? But, you know, this is all new territory for us. So we'll see. I'll be watching the docket all night.
Okay. Jane Timm, appreciate you. Thank you very much for that.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.